Orlando to fly back out, and it really wasn't that bad. Looked into the round trip and was like, holy shit, I can literally go in and out of Orlando with no layover for 110 after fees. It was fucking dirt cheap. I was like, you know what? That's worth driving back to Orlando. Because
Yeah.
otherwise it was like $200 just for the Tampa back to Portland flight, and there was like a several hour layover. So
Yeah, fuck that.
yeah.
Just like the hour and a half drive
Yeah, but
back
they've got
to.
a deal going on right now. If you book Breeze flights, if you do round trip flights, they give you 40% off. So,
Holy shit.
yep.
Get 70% off your flight. Just use promo code Mayday.
Hey, well, at
I mean,
least you
don't get me
guys.
wrong. I'm gonna clap when we actually touch down, but if it gets me there
Yeah,
cheap,
dude.
you know. And hey,
You know,
if the flight doesn't make it there, it's not my problem because the odds I survive slim.
Unless you're sit in the back, get the back seat.
Oh, I probably will because I picked the cheapest option possible and then decided I didn't want to pay to choose where I'm sitting in the plane. So I was just like, fucking random seat. Don't care.
Like, sir, we've actually got a spot open in first class if you'd like to sit.
No, no, no. I'd like to survive.
And I'm waiting for Lid to get back to me. I text her. I'm like, well, she texted me and was like, hey, do you want me to get the tickets or do you want to get the tickets? And I was like, if you've got the bandwidth to get the tickets and you've got the card, I just say do it. Just get it done. And she just hasn't gotten back to me. I'm like, been like 3 hours.
Sorry guys, I had to pull a pizza out of the oven.
unacceptable. We've been waiting here for so long.
No, even Anthony's got me in here by like 5 minutes. What the fuck?
What kind of pizza are we talking?
DiGiorno, classic pepperoni, but stuffed crust. So
Oh, fuck yeah.
Very nice.
All right. So let's start this off with a recap. Should be pretty simple. Last session began as our heroes were magically transported to the base of an icy white marble tower amidst a frozen tundra in the dark of night. After an abundance of caution, surveying the area, discovering ice-covered Fomorians stationed on either side of a great door leading into the tower, the party retreated into the icy tundra to plan, scheme, and rest. After a pleasant little encounter with an ice fairy, the party disguised as Winter Eladrin make their way to the doors and are granted access. The unkind queen awaits them on her throne, ready. She tells them that she knows of their exploits and current mission and outright refuses to part with Lagos for any reason. She's quite fond of him. Logos, revealing that he is his father, strikes a bit of pity with the unkind queen, and she agrees to allow you 1 hour with Lagos to say your goodbyes, should you all pass her little test and provide entertainment. The floors separate, walls of ice form between the players. What was once a cold, hollow, unwelcoming tower is quickly transformed into a colossal coliseum filled with energetic, cheering fae of all sorts. Separated and presented with a plethora of various fae enemies, the battle begins. And that battle is kind of where we are now. So, if we are going with the top of initiative at the beginning of the round, that would be Blade Silverstring. Give me just a moment here, and I will drop a pick in the feed for you.
when we ended the last combat or the last session, I was like, okay, great. I have a whole week to think about what I'm gonna do, and I'll be prepared. I have not thought about it once, and I'm just gonna fucking die.
I was just about to say
Perfect.
the same thing.
Try to go narratively pleasing. None of this like whimpering and crying nonsense.
Dad crying like a bitch. Oh shoot.
Can you resend that last map pic for us?
Yeah, I
Holy
could
shit.
do that. Give me just a sec here. Here's the last map as it sits to the lot of you. But Blade, these what are known as Darkling Elders. They're roughly half the size of elves, and rather than having the smooth, pale skin that elves and Eladrin seem to share, it is like old and cracked, and it is like almost the opposite. And not only that, they're lean, slender, only about even a foot or two shorter than the average elf, but shadow, snow, and ice seems to cling to them in ways that you can just tell this fey creature is kind of definitely proficient in darkness and shadowy movements and that relative area of like fey magic and fuckery as well. So you are
Yeah.
first to act. You've got 2 and 3, which are actually engaging you in melee, and 1 is only a couple steps away, but looks to be interested in doing the same. But you are first to act, so tell me kind of how you proceed from here.
Um. God damn. I guess I am going to, regardless. I'm gonna go ahead and um looking at my picture there, I'm going to go ahead and Misty Step. Um, use, let me see, I can never remember how many feet it is. Um, why are
I
you?
want to say 30, but that's off the top of the head.
Sounds good, but I feel like it's shorter than that, but I think it is
Misty Step
30.
is definitely 30 feet.
Oh, it is. Okay. I don't know why. Why can't I find it? Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and Misty Step out of that situation. I guess or I think I'm looking at two in that picture. I just want to go like straight past him, the 30 feet.
Okay, yeah. If you straight past him the whole 30 feet, let's make sure 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, okay. With a blink of an eye, you are about. You've got a 20-foot gap between you and the nearest Darkling.
And can I just so if I remember correctly, you said like it almost like these guys looked like they were made out of like not crystal, but like ice and um I guess ice snow. I just wanted to like do a check to see if that was like actually like maybe is that what they're actually made of?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
24?
With a 24, they are definitely not like made of it, but so what you're looking at are these slender humanoids that are slightly more lean and slightly more short than the average elf. They have gray skin, but they also have like features that make them appear very old. though they have the sharp elven like angular features like the pointy ears, they do not share their cousins like a smooth complexion. They're definitely wrinkly beyond their face would indicate that these are very, very old individuals. Aside from that, they're kind of gray skin. They seem to like all of them wears a hood, and they this particular hood slash cloak seems to cover all the way to like their wrists. They are mostly concealed. So what you mostly see is a couple of these old faces with elven-ish features staring out underneath cloaks. When they move or strike at you, they tend to return back under their cloak, kind of like hiding their movements almost. But aside from that, it seemed to be adorned with what looks to be standard leather armor and short swords of exceptionally fine make, but nonetheless.
Oh, okay. I guess I am now going to do. Uh, I guess let me just look at the range on this. Make sure. I don't like that. Um. Okay. I guess so. If I use a spell with a 20-foot, like has like a radius of 20 feet, would I be able to hit all three?
A 20-foot radius would be 4 squares. Let's see. I'd say if you positioned it just right, you would be able to catch all of 2 and then half of 1 and 3. So yeah, you could do it just right. It's almost reaching the parameters, but it looks like they'd be at least half in if you placed it right.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of you see Blade's eyes begin to kind of glow this silver, and as he pulls out his lute and takes a strum of it, you just see the static flying across the field over towards the three of these lords here. And I'm just gonna cast Synaptic Static. Um, so I guess this is where I'm a little nervous. I need an intelligence saving throw.
All right. Intelligence saving throw. Let me double check here. Okay, first one comes out to a 21. Second one comes out to a 14. Third one, that's cocked. Natural 20.
It. All right. So they two of them saved. And the other one that didn't save is where are you? Synaptic static. Why can I not find this? Sorry, like literally, I don't know where I can not find my spells today.
No worries. We got it. We got a minute.
Jesus Christmas. Literally? Okay. Um, so the one that did fail to save is going to take full damage. And the other two are going to take half damage, but psychic damage. So they're going to take. Let me just roll it out. So the one that failed is going to take 28 points of psychic damage, and the other two are going to take 14. The one that did not pass a save is going to have muddled thoughts for 1 minute. During that time, it rolls a d6 and subtracts the number rolled from its attack rolls and ability checks, as well as its con saves to maintain concentration. And it can you do another roll on its turn to see if it can break it.
Okay, so rather than having to roll a bunch of times for everything he's going to do, I'm going to say you roll the d6 and I will apply that number. rather than having to add to an already long list of dice rolling that I have to do.
That's very fair. All right. So take 4 off of that.
Okay, I'm gonna make a note -4 to that, and that was, let's see.
And movement. Actually, since I Misty Step, I'm gonna, if I can, I'm gonna use my movement to, I guess, just literally get as far away as I can from these guys.
Okay, there is an icy corner about 15-20 feet away, but that's about as much distance as you could put between them. You could run to the corner, or you could run to this flat icy wall. Your call.
Let's go to the corner.
Okay, excellent. With 20 feet of movement, you get there easily.
And that will end my turn.
Okay, so the Darklings. The one with muddled thoughts. Let's see. What does he's like, how does that work for him? Oh, the -4, correct? No other like penalties or anything?
Yeah, I believe it's just his attack rolls and ability checks and the con save rolls.
Okay, excellent. So let's see here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. He is going to come within range, and once again, he casts the darkness spell upon your lute, your instrument, and 15-foot cube of darkness, magical darkness, surrounds you.
I am. God damn it. Okay.
No counterspell?
God damn it. No, my gut's telling me to counterspell.
Okay, it's your call, man. Don't let me pressure you.
No, it's definitely like what I was feeling. The second I said no, I was like, you should have just counterspelled.
Okay, now
So I'll counterspell it.
okay. Now I'm confused. Are we or are we not? Okay, perfect. Counter. It's a low level, like almost cantrip. So you, without needing a roll, you dispel the magic. Let's see here. Number 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Number 2 also closes the distance between himself and you, getting fairly close. And as he does so, he also targets your lute and casts the darkness spell.
Yeah. Let's let it hit.
And finally, the third Darkling also closes the gap, but does not quite come within striking distance of you. I'll snap a quick pick here. Alright. But I guess from there, Darkling's done. Next up is Gladier. Gladier, you are up. You find yourself, near this pit. A couple of boggles actually, have seemed to reach into time and space and pluck several items off of your person, and then generally not care for them and just kind of threw them in this pit that you're kind of standing near. Aside from that, there is a Behur hag, a sort of ice witch that seems to be commanding these boggles. So, a Behur hag and a couple of boggles. What do you do?
All right. So if I remember correctly, it was my Elven Kopesh and my component pouch that they toss into the pit.
Correct. It would have been your coin
Okay.
purse, but your friends are dicks. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, it worked out this time. All right, and how deep was the pit again? Was it like 20 feet? You said.
20-foot pit, correct.
Okay. All right. All right. So seeing half my shit gone, or not half my shit, but I think it was Renwick that took it last. I'm pretty sure. Um. Yeah. So I would kind of run up and around number 6 Boggle. So um, I'm standing between him and the wall, and
Okay,
I guess.
25 feet of movement will get you there.
And as I sprint, I'm gonna take out this, which we talked about last session. That would probably have the new Kopesh that I have not inspected at all, like slung across my back. So he'll pull that over his shoulder, um, unsheath that, and then I'm gonna take a swipe at him. Was that just a +1 weapon?
For now, unattuned, it will just be a regular melee weapon for you. So it'll be
Oh,
your proficiency plus your strength modifier, or
okay. Yeah, because at the beginning of the campaign, we said the Kopeshes were like longswords, so versatile would be
correct.
strength.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's just a +11 to hit. And a D8. Yes,
I will say, as you draw this Kopesh, a bright, stunning light for just a moment, and it maintains. It would appear that one of the benefits to this Kopesh, whether it is attuned or not, it seems to be emitting the light spell from the blade. You illuminate the immediate area when you draw this weapon.
interesting. He's gonna take a moment to just like, oh, okay. And then take a swing at number 6. See what kind of damage he can do. So that's 17 to hit.
You hit.
All right. That's D8 plus 6. Where are my D8s? Ah. So that's 10 slashing damage. And I'm going to pump a first level divine smite into that. Oh, plus. So 10 slashing, 8 radiant damage from the attack, and then a first level divine smite, which is, I think, just another 2d8. You think I would, fucking have this memorized by now? Divine smite, 2d8, for level. 10 slashing, 11 total radiant damage. Fucking dog shit on the divine smite rolls. Um, how do you seem to take that? Can I take?
So as a boggle, he is pretty small, and he looks to be covered in this some sort of substance, whether it's sticky or slippery or unsure. But with a blow like that, you almost cleaved him in two. He's not looking long for this world.
Um, shit. I can't leave him behind me and move forward. Yeah, I'm just gonna take another swing at him.
All right, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
That one's only 15 to hit.
Unfortunately, 15 just kind of manages to bounce off of this creature, and surprisingly enough, it was like the grease, the oiled up feature of this particular fey. It seemed to, glide your blade in such a way where it did not seem to find purchase.
Great. Um, let's see. Bonus action. Oh man. I'm gonna leave it there for now. I haven't gotten hit yet, so I don't really need to heal. Yeah, that'll be my turn. I'm just gonna stay put right there and wait for my next go around. Fucking end this guy.
Okay, so we'll start with the Boggles. Boggle 1 standing right next to you. He is going to attempt to grapple you. Go ahead and give me an opposed athletics check as this little Boggle goes to grab you.
Oh, I'm muted. Sorry. That was a nat 20 for a 31.
Oh, damn. Yeah, despite me rolling actually pretty well, it does not beat a 31. Yeah, you managed to just, stiff arm this Boggle like he's like a small child, and he does not manage to find purchase. The other Boggle, though only 10 feet away or so, you see him open another dimensional rift and reach in. Gladier, just pop open your backpack and tell me what are the first 3 items you read in your inventory right now.
Like my use like the equipment or the backpack? Because like one is
Well, first of all, would you even be wearing a backpack at this point in your adventure, or would you have everything stored in the bag of holding?
I only
I
have
would,
select items stored in the bag of holding for people. Everybody else have their own backpacks.
yeah, I've got my inventory set up to like my equipment is like the main stuff I use, like my armor, my boots of incline, like my weapons, like ammo and stuff, and
Okay.
then my
Oh, you know what?
back and it's
Yeah, they're
separated into the backpack, which like with it is like other stuff like traveler's clothes and other random things that I
okay.
Some weird
won't
fetish
use
shit.
often.
So I think that at this moment he would probably have a good pilfer through your backpack. I'll go ahead and give you a contested sleight of hand check to try and stop him from snatching your goods. But I think if it is on you, I think he would go for your blunderbuss. It's big, it's shiny, it's a weapon.
Yeah, I would say it's probably like strapped to like the side of the backpack or something. Definitely noticeable.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so that's the side of
So you
this
have
is
to
not.
be. I'll tell you right now. Your sleight of hand has to be exceptional. You're looking at a pretty high DC.
God, I have a +1 to sleight of hand. It's a 17.
Not quite. This Boggle fleeces you of yet another item. Takes a good look at it. Even points it at you briefly, and then throws it in the pit as well.
And just fucking screams angrily. God damn it! Quit throwing my stuff in the pit.
With that, the Behur hag kind of looks your way there, Gladier, and there's a few different options she could whip at you, but I think I think she's gonna roll with another hold person spell. She conjures some magic through some arcane words. Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw there, Gladier.
Alright. Shit, my dice rolls are great tonight. I rolled another 16, so that's a 27. I am proficient in wisdom saving throws.
Damn, did you say 27?
Yeah, I have a plus 11 to my wisdom save.
Very nice. Well, yeah, needless to say, it does not take hold. Excellent. All right, here, let me send another pick of the battlefield for you. But, yeah, moving on down in initiative is Renwick. Renwick, you find yourself flanked by a Korrid and a Meanlock, a short satyr-like fey creature that looks to be made of stone, and a very insectoid-like fey creature that seems to be literally just oozing some sort of toxin it's trying to afflict you with. So, let me take a couple picks and I'll drop them in the feed. Give me just a sec.
Alrighty. Well, I'm not sure which one I want to try to kill first. Tricky. But, you know what? Fuck it. I don't like the sounds of this poison. I have a decent con save, but the dice are rarely ever in my favor, so I am going to you see Renwick kind of like luckily had temporary hit points, and he takes these two first hits, and in that moment he sort of like steadies himself and draws his rapier, and you notice like the sort of like shimmering like blur effect of his cloak kicks back in, and his like grin kind of comes across his face, and he just looks up at the bug creature and his eyes go pitch black, and he's going to cast Hex on the creature. And let's see, I'll drop the language in chat, but basically anytime I hit this creature, it's going to do a bonus d6 of damage. And then I'm going to take 2 swings with the rapier, because I actually remembered I have 2 attacks per action for once. So first attack is going to be a 21 to hit.
21 hits for sure.
All right, I need a con save from you, sir.
A con save, you say? Oh, that's surprising.
A lot of dice.
I'm looking at a whopping 19? No. What is... Yeah. Nope, dirty 20, sorry.
Damn. My spell save DC is 18 anyway, so no worries. You don't take the additional cold damage, but you do take the hex damage and my sneak attack. So that's going to be, let's see, 26 points of damage on the first attack.
Damn, very nice.
And then second rapier hit, nat 5, but how's the 17 sound?
17 unfortunately bangs off of this creature's hard carapace.
Fair enough. And yeah, fuck it. Bonus action, he's just gonna level his hand crossbow at this creature and try to drop it. I'm not using the tiny crossbow though. I'm gonna use my normal hand crossbow, which that's a 28 to hit.
Oh, that hits for sure.
Let me see here. Sorry, just trying to find the damage. D6 plus 7. So that is 8 points of damage. And I think that's going to be my turn.
All right, yeah. You land this crossbow dead center mass, and it, pierces the carapace. It screeches and howls unpleasantly.
Oh, sorry, extra d6 of damage on that second attack that hit from the head. So,
For
fuck
sure.
me, an additional 1 point of damage.
Oh, 1 point necrotic. All right. All right. Moving to the Corrid and the Meanlock. The Corrid just takes this giant chunk of stone that he was bashing you with, and quickly, right in front of your eyes, he sculpts it. He grabs a few pieces of it and breaks them off entirely, and just fashions himself a fairly lethal-looking club, and he does it relatively quickly. That being said, he is going to make 3 attacks against you. Go ahead and roll these out. I guess with disadvantage too, right? New round.
It will be disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let me make sure I'm getting his to hit correct. All right. Disadvantage. Does a 19 hit?
That's a miss.
All right. Another one with disadvantage. Oh my fucking god! I rolled 2 natural ones.
No shit.
That was some lucky bullshit right there. Those are a miss for sure. Ooh.
That he's not a halfling.
Yeah. Well, I rolled a nat 20, but disadvantage. I don't think a 13 hits. So
It does not.
this dude just starts flailing and wailing in your direction, pounding the ground all around you, but never seeming to find purchase. Cracking this beautiful white marble floor even further than he already has.
I think in that moment, Renwick kind of like turns around and his pitch black eyes flash for a second, and they look like the Kraken's eye, and he just winks as this guy misses 3 attacks.
He yells out in frustration, but he does pull a glowing vial of liquid from his waistband and chug it. Moving from the Corrid to this more insectoid-like Meanlock. The Meanlock, once again, with its appendages coated in this sort of definitely toxic-looking substance, it strikes out at you. Dirty 20 to hit. Wait, with a disadvantage. Dirty 20 is the lower, actually.
Still misses.
Ooh. Striking out in vain, as he cannot seem to find purchase. You lucked out in that neck of the woods there. I will say that from high above, looking down on the situation, the unkind queen sees her minions failing, and she hurls a bit of arcane words your way, Renwick. Go ahead and give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh, I don't like that. Natty 18 for a 25, though.
Her sultry sylvan words fall upon deaf ears, and whatever spell she casts does not seem to have any effect, which enrages her further. She beats heavily on her throne in frustration as she throws herself into it, clearly upset. Moving on down this line to Locris. Locris, you are currently waylaid by a couple of red caps. They stand on either side of you, and in the not too far off distance, an injured quickling kind of stares you down. I'll drop a pick of the feed. But essentially, you are large sized. You have a couple of these little fellers running around your feet, and a quickling kind of off in the not too far distance. But tell me kind of how you proceed.
I am going to attack Red Cap 4 and 3 using my attack and extra attack. It's just going to be a sweeping motion. See if I can hit them both.
Okay, yeah. Give me some attack rolls.
Uh, 26 on the first one.
Well, that hits for sure.
23 on the second.
Oh, both hit for sure.
All right, so on the first one, he's also going to get the giant might. Because he's getting the brunt of it. And I took the Life Drinker Eldritch Invocation, which gives me 5 to damage. So on the first one, that's going to be 18 points of damage. 5 of it being necrotic.
Excellent. Yeah.
The other one gets 14 points of damage, with 5 being necrotic. And that's going to be the rest of the damage is radiant.
All right. Comboing the radiant and necrotic damage. I like that.
And then I'm going to, as a bonus action, I'll use an action search. And I'm going to cast 3 Eldritch Blast at the quick guy.
Okay, great. Go ahead and give me some attack rolls. I will say, due to him being relatively fast and this being a spell attack roll, you will have to make the attack with disadvantage, as this creature has a similar ability to Renwick's cloak. It is like vibrating at such a high frequency, it's hard to tell exactly where it is.
First one's a 21.
Oh, that hits.
Second's only a 13.
13 does not find purchase, unfortunately.
And oh, that's 13's going to miss. It doesn't matter if I get lower than that.
Yeah, it definitely flies wide, but you did land one.
We all know Avery hates me, so it's no surprise. And that'll be 10 points of force damage.
Damn! So tell me how you kind of end this quickling with this Eldritch Blast.
So after the swing, it also, or just again, I'll say, causes a sonic boom effect. So as it swipes the 2 red caps, knocking them out of the way, a third, just extra power shoots out from the Morning Star straight at him. And as he's watching his friends get attacked, he's surprised because I'm not in range. And you just see this huge force just smash into his chest and slam it into the back wall, cracking his skull.
And with that, the quickling is no more.
And that will end my turn.
A shrill shriek echoes through this coliseum as yet another one of her minions is destroyed. She hurls a spell at you there, Locris. Specifically, the slow spell. Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw, if you wouldn't mind.
Wisdom is a 6. So now Avery owes me another high number. Nope.
Ugh.
Bitch.
All right. So, time seems to alter itself around you. Your target speed is half. You suffer a -2 penalty to your AC and dexterity saving throws. You can't use reactions. And on your turn, you can use either an action or a bonus action, but not both. And there's some other bullshit if you try to cast a spell, and things could potentially go wrong depending on the type of spell you cast. I guess delayed rather. But she calls out some arcane words, and in Sylvan, time seems to be slowing for you. For whatever reason, these red caps now appear almost as fast as the quickling, and they waste no time. They begin a weird little dance, actually. While staying within melee range, one of them runs around your person, and the other seems to follow. And they just kind of pick up a bit of momentum, and then both of them throw this wild shin kick with these giant metal boots at you there, Locris. Let's see if we can't get a hit or two. Let me double check there. Okay. First attack comes out to be a whopping fucking 12 to hit. I don't think that's going to do it.
Nope.
Second one comes out to be an 18.
Still misses.
Alas. Okay, Red Cap 1's does not seem, or Red Cap 3 does not seem to find any purchase. Red Cap 4 comes in for a couple of kicks as well. Ooh, I am rolling dog shit. That is another 13. Come on. No, 18 again. Oh, shit. So, after a plethora of stomps and kicks coming at your way, for whatever reason, it's just a short step, a little bit of a hop. It's almost like doing hopscotch. You manage to keep your shins safe for now. All right. Moving on down to the bottom of the round, which is weird because that doesn't happen to Logos very often. Logos, you are up. You currently, for the time being, you actually have the afraid or feared condition due to the baleful baying of one of these Yeth hounds, this giant dog-like fae with a very human face. On top of that, you are surrounded by your spell currently that is the swarm of insects, I believe, that you've summoned for yourself. Took down a couple of fairies. So, encased in this spell, but directly engaging kind of basically in melee with these two Yeth hounds. And the last known location of this fairy that was also in combat. The fairy did turn invisible, so you're not entirely sure where they are, but so 1 and 2 are Yeth hounds, and 5 is going to be the fairy.
So in that case, do I know the last location that the ferry was at? Yes.
I mean, he turned invisible, and he's had a turn since, so he may be there, he may not be there. You don't know.
Can I make, since I'm a highly perceptive character, could I potentially try to make a check uh versus maybe hearing his footsteps or footprints on the ground?
I'm gonna say no, only because he's actually flying.
Do I see dust being kicked off the ground via wing flaps?
Not particularly, as you know, the invisibility spell. So
Does invisibility mass sound as well? If he's flying, would I potentially hear the flaps of his wings?
I'll allow you to make a perception check with just using your power of your ears. But I'm going to say, due to the noise of the crowd, the beetles swarming all around you, and these baying dogs, you're going to have to make it with disadvantage. And it's going to be a super high DC.
Fair, fair, fair. Mhm. So I rolled a nat 20 and 23 total. So 35 and 23.
Damn. So still 23, pretty decent, but yeah, not quite high enough to locate the buzzing wings of this creature.
Fair enough. So are both Yeth hounds considered in melee with me?
Yes, currently.
Okay. Did I
I'm gonna say,
damaged one, right?
yeah, you definitely you put a little damage on both of them actually, but I'm gonna say Yethhound 1 is the one that is currently giving you the feared condition.
Okay. Well, I am going to attack the other one then, and then use my movement to get away from the one I'm afraid of. So I'll do the attack first. Uh, that's 19 to hit.
19 to hit, hits for sure.
That's 13. If he's still standing, I'll use my second attack for a 29 total.
Yeah, that hits for sure.
10. So 23 total on the Yeth hound that I'm not afraid of.
Okay, yeah, you land a couple of keen blows. It yelps the first time and calls you an asshole the second time. It's kind of weird. It's confusing.
Logus makes a disgusted / afraid voice that it spoke to him. And then I'll use my movement to get away. The one that I attack doesn't incur attack of opportunity, but the other one would.
Okay, so where do you think you are heading exactly?
I would probably head back away from it as much as I can, including up the wall if I need to, using my cloak of arachnid.
Okay. He does take a bite attack at you as you go, but he does not find any purchase on account of him rolling like shit. So, let's see here. 5, 10, 15, 20 feet will get you to the wall. How far up the wall do you want to go? The full 25? What is your movement? 20, 45 now?
Yeah, 45, I believe so. I don't know where it's at on D&D Beyond.
Okay, so how far up the wall do you want to go? The full 25?
How tall is the wall?
The wall's about 40 feet.
Yeah, I'll move up. What I would assume is like where the dogs can't bite me, like if Logus was trying to get on like a fence to avoid the dogs, or like on top of a car or something. So they, I guess like 25, 30 feet.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you make your way up the wall quickly.
Um, I'm gonna check the spell. Um, that'll be my turn.
All right. So moving to the Yeth Hounds. The Yeth Hounds move directly underneath you and begin looking up.
They
Go ahead.
well, since they started their turn in the insect plague, they will take another 40 10 of damage.
Oh, perfect. You want to roll that out for me? Yeah, your swarm of insects still doing its work as these
I rolled
beasties.
2 1s,
Oh
so
no.
19 total. It's I don't know if they say, do they? Oh yeah, so it will make the save again, and it'll either do full damage or half as much. But I was wrong. It's when it ends its turn there, so we could do that after whatever it does.
All right. So these Yeth Hounds, they run up to you, but you are far too high up the wall for them to get to you. However, maybe not a small fairy. Oof. With a natural deuce, that's not going to do it. Let's try it one more time. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. So it's going to be 26 to hit, which I assume hits, unless you have some fuckery afoot.
No, that hits.
All right, so a whopping 7 damage total from this very small arrow seems to strike you right in the neck. It comes out of nowhere. You're not entirely sure where this arrow came from. And I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw.
Unfortunately, that is a 8 total.
Oof. Okay, so an 8 total. You take an additional 6 points of poison damage, and you now have the poison status effect as well. Attack rolls and ability checks are made with disadvantage currently.
I may have something to. I think I'm immune to poison. I'll let you know in the chat. I gotta look for it.
Okay, yeah, you might be. You got enough Druid Ranger levels for sure. And with that, the you know what? I'm gonna pull a dick move here on you, Logan. Sorry, but the Unkind Queen, not thrilled that you have kept yourself away from her beasties. She's gonna cast Dispel Magic on your Cloak of the Arachnid, nullifying its abilities for at least this round. You fall. How many feet do you fall again? Would you say 35? 25. 25 feet.
That's so dickish.
Sorry, Logan.
You know who the real dick here is? Though Blade, because I can't hurt her back.
True. Funny. Okay, you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage from the fall. On top of that, you have placed yourself, or rather fallen directly into the maws of these awaiting creatures, as they had just prepared an action to attack you should you fall. So, as you crash into the ground, a couple of rolls from the first guy. Natural 6, probably not going to do that, but natural 14 does become a, let me double check. Yeah, whopping 24 to hit there, Logos. So let's see here. Damn, now I'm fucking rolling rocks. Okay, you're gonna take 20 slashing damage as this creature bites you, and a couple of attacks from now. Number 1. This is the one you will be afraid of. I rolled 19 and a 24 to hit. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Oof, this is going to be rough for you. Okay, so a whopping... Okay, an even 20 slashing damage on top of, as you are feared by this creature. That's another 7, another 5, it'll be 12. Attack on 17 psychic damage as well, as this creature, both of these Yeth Hounds take full advantage of you crash landing and begin chomping at your arms, your legs, anywhere they can get purchase. And with that, we're going back to the top of the round. Blade.
So point of order with with the cloak of the arachnid, I have resistance to poison. Would that have been before or after it was nullified?
We'll say fairy struck, you resisted the poison. Then the dispel magic nullifies the cloak for at least the remainder of the turn.
And then since the Yeth Hounds finished there, they would have to take that 19 points. They would do a.
Oh yeah, that's
What
great.
is it? It's a con 18 save.
Okay, I got one pass, one fail.
So full 19 to the fail, half as much. 9 points to the one that passed.
All right. Yeah, the swarm of insects continues to do work. Moving on to the top of the round. Blade, as you've kind of backed away into this corner, a trio of these darklings descend upon you. Not that you would know, as you are surrounded, about a 15-foot cube of magical darkness. You are essentially blind. So, what do you do from here? Besides super die. You might be muted, bud. I didn't hear you. But I'm gonna drop.
Sorry. So
I'm gonna drop a pic in the feed anyway. Okay, so 15 feet of magical darkness centered on you in every direction, but alas, darklings still come for you. So, your call.
So in darkness, I can't see anything.
It's a magical darkness that has essentially left you blind. You cannot see anything at this moment, just darkness.
Gotcha. So even with like dark vision, it doesn't work.
Correct. It penetrates. Dark vision does not penetrate magical darkness.
I don't like this. Surrounded by darkness. What would Blade do?
I mean, it's dark. You could be all alone. You know, who knows? Who knows what Blade's doing?
I mean, I wasn't gonna go there, but I will. I'll like quietly unzip my pants. No, I'm going to. Fuck. I guess. Yeah, just lure them in. I'm gonna fuck them. Shit. 15 feet.
Correct.
Could I?
And it's actually centered on an item you're in your inventory, so it moves when you move. It is centered on you, so it's 15 feet around you, regardless of where you move.
Like, I don't want to like metagame or anything like that. Like, is there like a check could do to like see if it's like actually like on my person or like an item?
I will say an Arcana check. We'll call it DC 15.
Okay. Shoot. All right. Yeah. Let's do it. Okay. I don't want to be too cheeky, but I guess maybe in under the cover of darkness, maybe Blade is kind of afraid in this moment and trying to inspire himself. So I think maybe I'll inspire myself.
Okay. Last time you used a mirror, I think, to inspire yourself. How do you do it this time, alone in the darkness?
Alone in the darkness, I'm going to once again unzip my pants and no. I guess I'm going to use my lute and just say, or just sing, Blade, Blade, you've got this. Run from these, or figure out a way to get out from this. I'm not feeling inspired. I am inspired, but I'm not inspired.
It works, alas, for sure.
Okay, so my Arcana is going to be a 9. I'm going to add a 1d12 to that. 6, 15. I forgot what the DC was.
15 was the DC, right on the money. As you strum your lute to inspire yourself, you realize, fuck, they've casted it on the lute. The lute seems to be the source of their darkness.
Okay. I guess realizing this, I'm going to just drop my loot. A magical darkness, I guess. Where are these motherfuckers? Can I just like? Oh no! I'm gonna leave it where it is. I'm just gonna kind of like throw it off to the side, or just where I am, and then use my movement to, I guess, follow the wall. If I can follow the wall, feel it, and follow it.
Okay, yeah. How far are you going? Out of the darkness, as far as you can?
Out of the darkness. I don't know if or is the I guess number two covered by that darkness. It's 15 feet.
Yeah. So if you left your loot in the corner and you walk till you're out of the darkness, I'm gonna say two is in, three is like partially in, just on the out, and one is not quite there yet.
Okay, so for the two that I can see, I'm going to I guess I'm gonna just like reach out my hand and just be like, enough of this play. And as I do so, I'm going to uh, cast off at the. Let me just make sure. At the third level, hold person.
Okay, on both of them.
On the two, yeah.
Okay.
So
And what is that, a wisdom save or?
correct, wisdom of 20.
Okay, rolling it out. I got one pass and one fail. You said DC was 20, right?
Correct, yep, 20.
Okay, yeah. I got like a 16 and a 27, so.
Damn, the guy fucking passed brilliantly. Um, okay, so I guess one is currently paralyzed.
Okay, yeah. One.
And
Let me write that down so I don't forget. He's also got the muddied thoughts, but now he is outright paralyzed.
oh, it's the same guy.
Yeah.
Poor bastard. Okay. I guess with that, I am going to. You said I moved like 20 feet out?
So far, I only have you just outside of the 15-foot radius. So yeah, you've got about 10 more feet of movement if you'd like.
All right. I guess I'm just going to try to use the rest of my movement to uh, make my way outside of the thing. Ah, fuck it. I'm just gonna go basically aim for the opposite corner from where I was,
Okay, excellent.
and that'll do it.
All right. So the Darkling Elders, one paralyzed, hold person. He's not going anywhere. Do I remake the save at the end of his turn, or is it for the duration?
It says for the duration. It says at the end of each of its turns.
Okay, excellent. So two who has stepped into this magical darkness. Five has, I'm gonna say he takes an extra step of movement to realize that you are not there, as he has some blind sight type of features. So 5, 10, 15, we'll say 20, 25. Even with the extra little bit of movement, he does close the gap and come in swinging. I got a 14, but I also got a dirty 20 to hit.
Both miss.
Ooh, snap. Okay. With both of those knocking out, I'm going to say 3 comes around. 5, 10, 15, 20. 25. 3 makes a flank, essentially, so I'll get to roll these ones with advantage as the number 3 closes the gap and also comes in swinging. So that's gonna be a lot. That one's a 29 to hit, and pretty damn close to that 28 and 29 to hit.
I'm gonna go ahead and use some cutting words to just try to mitigate, I guess, the 28.
Okay, for sure. Go ahead and roll that out. What are the words?
Um, try as you might, come as you will, get close enough, and you're gonna get killed. And yeah.
So I don't know what your AC is, but you potentially got this, I do believe.
Okay. So one. Yeah, exactly. Fuck. Yeah. 12 on the die. So yeah, that definitely misses.
Very nice. Well played. All right. So only one hit, which is good for you because, it is. Let's see. You're looking at a whopping 14 slashing damage. However, he does get to proc sneak attack damage while having an ally flanked. So that's only 4. That's not great. And then another. So you take an additional. Man, I rolled garbage. You take an additional 14 sneak attack damage as well.
Ouch.
Yeah, they're pretty decent. They hit hard sometimes in the right situation.
These old bastards.
Moving on down from the Darklings, we are back to Gladier. Gladier, you are toe to toe with a Boggle. You have another Boggle nearby throwing your shit in a pit, and you have a Bahir Hag conjuring spells and lobbing them your way. So, tell me kind of how you proceed. I'll drop a pic in the feed real quick so you kind of get a little bit of visuals. The light's coming through my window just right to make the pic kind of look weird a little bit. It's got some sunbeams on it, but that's just the beams of Locris absolutely beating the shit out of Faye on the other side of a wall. So, okay. So, Boggle up on you, Boggle nearby, Bahir Hag just a bit out. All of them coming at you, Gladier. How do you proceed?
Okay. So yeah, that's a cool picture. Okay, focus. This guy's on death's door. I'm gonna save my smites, and I'm gonna try and Sparta kick him into the pit, hoping that the fall will take out the rest of his damage.
Awesome. All right, yeah. Go ahead
Kind
and
of
give me
like
an
flavor
attack roll.
like a shove attack, but with my foot.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Would that just be what is shove? Where? Let me look at my actions. Should tell me how much to add shove. So this is a target must succeed on a strength or dexterity saving throw. It chooses which, or you either push it 5 feet away and cause it to have the prone condition. DC saving throw equals 8 plus your strength modifier plus proficiency bonus. Or, I mean, if you want me to just do an attack roll, that's fine too. I just didn't know what to add.
Is it not an attack roll? I thought you had to successfully get an attack roll, but I might be wrong.
I don't know. It says actions in combat. Shove is one of them, and it says it's a save. But I mean, I think we've done it mostly as an attack this campaign for shoving and stuff. So I think you're right.
Anybody have the wiki up or anything? And can anybody verify the actual rules on that on a shove attack?
What do you need to know?
The rules on a shove attack. Does he have to roll to hit, or is it just contested athletics or acrobatics?
Using the attack action, you can make a special melee attack to shove a creature. If you're able to do multiple attacks with the attack action, this replaces one of them.
Oh, okay.
You make a strength athletics check contested by a target's strength or athletics or acrobatics check. Yeah, so it just says you replace the attack
Okay.
action.
All right,
Oh, so it's
let's
like
do
a-
it that way. We'll just do contested rolls there. I'll tell you, boggles do get advantage on stuff like this. Oh, it's not great, but it's not terrible. I got a whopping 18.
21.
Well, that'll do it. You give this boggle a kick, and despite it being slippery in your experience, it's also kind of sticky in this moment. You know, it briefly sticks to your boot before being launched into this pit.
All right, so hopefully, was it 1d6 for every 10 feet? So hopefully 2d6
Correct.
is enough to kill it.
Takes an additional 5 bludgeoning damage as he lands in this pit. But alas, his eyes open and he looks up at you angrily, shaking a tiny little fist.
This motherfucker's gonna steal more of my shit. Alright, well, nothing I can do about it now. So I'm just gonna turn to the second boggle, and I'm gonna take a swing at him with my sword.
Okay, 10 feet of movement gets you there. Go ahead and make an attack.
Alright. God. Yeah. Dice trays bouncy as fuck. Dice keep on flying out of it. That's 29 to hit.
Oh, that hits for sure.
Alright, and then it's 1d8 slashing, 1d8 radiant. That's 4 plus 8 8, 12 slashing damage. And wait, no, not 12, because that adds my. Yes, 12. So I should just add a longsword in here so I can look at the stats and not having to do math. All right, so 12 slashing damage with 2 radiant damage. Also, what's that? Yeah, fucking, we're gonna burn another divine smite first level for another 2 radiant. Oh, that's much better. Holy shit, 2 8s. So total is 12 slashing damage and 18 radiant damage.
You full on just you cleave this boggle in two, and a goopy liquid slings across this battlefield, and he just becomes a puddle. You have thoroughly unalived this wee boggle.
All right. I am going to take the last 10 feet separating me and this little hag bitch, and I'm going to step up to her. And God, I wish I had better bonus action spells. Fuck it. Let's do. I'm gonna bonus action. I won't be able to use it this turn, but I can use it next turn. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that because that's concentration, and I might lose concentration. Never mind. That's my turn.
Excellent. So, the boggle from in the pit opens up a dimensional portal and once again begins to pilfer through your shit. Gladir, Give me 3 items that are in your inventory in your backpack right now, and I will tell you which one he takes or tries to take. I think you've got probably a magic item or two, don't you? Don't you have like an ever-burning torch or something? Or maybe one of Zeriotal's trinkets. Don't you have like a light trinket or something? You might be muted still.
Son of a bitch.
I feel
Sorry.
like from now on you should say that with like a Jeff Foxworthy voice inflection. Anytime you think we might be muted.
If you think you
If
might be
you're-
muted, you might be playing Dungeons and Dragons.
But yeah, I got 2 small stone sorcerer's towers, or sorcerer and wizard's tower, that do a darkness and a light spell. I've got I think I have like an ever burning torch somewhere. Platinum ingots,
Oh,
family photo.
shinies are the way to go. If you have platinum ingots, he's going to take those.
Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and have a contested sleight of hand off. Oh, bro, you might be fucked. I rolled a natural 20. It's pretty big up there. You're looking at a whopping 30.
Yeah. I literally can't. Yeah, no. I have a +1 to my sleight of hand. I rolled a 5 for a 6.
Your platinum ingots are liberated off of you, sir.
I have 20.
This boggle. I don't know if he could get all 20, but we'll call it a handful. We'll say a D4. This boggle takes only a single platinum ingot and stares at it while he's in the pit, shrugs, and kind of throws it over his shoulder. The Bahir Hag, however, now that you're up close and personal, and her boggles seem to be conveniently out of the way, a blast of cold air erupts from her hands. A 60-foot cone of cold comes your way, Cleedier, as this pretty powerful icy spell comes your way. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Con save. Oh, that's only 16.
17 was the magic number, dude. So close. Okay, hold on. I'm going to do this in chat because it's just easier.
Here's the whip.
Skadoosh. Oh my god, 2s and 1s for days. 22 cold damage to you, Glacier.
22. Oh, damn. All right. Well, there goes my temporary hit points. +2.
That being said, her bonus action is another spell. A healing word that heals her boggle in the pit.
Wait. Oh, she cast healing word, you said?
Correct. As a bonus action, she went healing word.
Fucking bitch.
Aside from that, I think that is it for that situation. We're going to move on down to Renwick. Renwick, you are still kind of in the same predicament as last time. You're flanked by a Corrid and a Meanlock. And, kind of how do you proceed?
Well, after the cord swung at me 3 times, and Renwick kind of gave him the trademark wink. He just turns back to the creature, and his eyes flash again, and he blinks, and the hex sort of like reconnects, and he stabs out. Oh fuck, that's a nat 3. That's gonna miss. Second attack. Fucking nat 5. I'm assuming a 17 doesn't hit.
On the Corrid or the mean lock?
The mean lock.
Let me double check here. I don't think so. No. Yep, you're on the money. 17. Magic
Oh,
number.
no shit. All right. Well, that's going to be sneak attack. I need a con save from you, sir. Andy's heck, but that's an extra die as well.
Con save from the mean lock. I'm looking at a 17 on the die, plus some modifiers. 21?
That's a pass, so you're good on the cold damage, but that's still going to be 22 points of damage with the rapier. I assume this fucking thing is still standing.
You know what? 21 hit points left. Tell me how you carve up this
shit.
mean lock.
So when he turned and he missed that first stab, I imagine the creature like sort of just turned sort of to the side, and the rapier glances past its shoulder. But then Renwick looks up and just smiles and drags it down across the creature's chest and just takes it, like essentially like shoulder to hip, and its guts just spill out as it falls. And then he turns, puts one hand out with his hand crossbow, just stares down the Corrid, and fires a crossbow shot for a 19.
19 hits.
Fuck yeah. Sweet. That's gonna be D6. Oh, I can also. Is it a bonus action to move my hex, or is that automatic? Chris would know. I'm pulling it up right now.
I believe it's a bonus action.
Damn, my bonus action would have been the shot. So next turn, I can move the hex. But for now, that's just going to be. Sorry. Please. $13 points of damage.
All right. 13 points of damage to the Corrid. All right. Anything else there, Renwick?
I think he probably just yells out. He can't see his buddies behind these walls, but he just yells out and he's like, "I got one! Let me deal with this last one, and I'll try to find a way up there."
All right, the Corrid's turn. Now lacking a teammate, he doesn't get advantage for the flanking anymore. So, well, he wouldn't have got it anyway because of your cloak, but still. Let's roll some attacks. He's gonna swing at you 3 times with this big old club. So, first one, does even with disadvantage, 18? Does that hit? Damn. Okay. 2 attacks. Low roll on both of them was 18 both times. So. Does that 18 hit? I don't think so.
Does not.
Okay. Just making sure. Yeah, that cloak once again comes in super handy, Renwick. This guy's playing whack-a-mole on the wrong course. Smashes and bashes at you, but cannot seem to find any purchase. And he uses his movement to, I'm gonna say, dig. He jumps into the ground and burrows beneath it. I'm gonna say this counts as fleeing, so if you'd like to take an opportunity attack, you can.
I would certainly like to do that. So that's going to be a rapier for a 18.
18 does not hit, unfortunately.
Fair enough. He's a quick bugger.
And yeah, this Korrid seems to burrow underground for the time being. You're not entirely sure where he went.
That sucks, because if I had moved the hex, I would know exactly where he is. Fuck.
And that brings us on down to Lokris. Lokris, though a bit slowed, you do have a couple of redcaps standing on either side of you, flanking you, desperately trying to land a blow. How do you proceed?
I am going to smash the one right in front of me. Let's go number 3.
All right, 3 it is.
That is a 29 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
And that is 2 plus 12. Plus 12 for 14. 14 radiant and 4 additional damage.
Lokris, go ahead and tell me how you take down this red cap.
So, being slower, he raises it up and he makes it kind of look like he's going to hit one, distracting the other red cap a little, and swings it in a downward motion, catching the other red cap directly in the face as he's watching his buddy thinking he's going to get hit, and just slowly it digs into his skin and drags him down towards the ground, causing the blood to just splatter. And he very slowly turns his head and looks at the other one and smiles.
Excellent.
And then I get to roll to save against the slow spell again, correct?
Correct. It's a decent DC, but by all means, 21 is what you're looking for.
23.
Perfect. You managed to shirk the slow spell, and much to the disdain and chagrin of the unkind queen, whose eyes seem to be upon you.
So just to flavor that up a little, after he kills the one, the slow spell just snaps, and it looks like a really quick jerk from going really slow. So it's just like a flip of a switch.
Yeah, excellent.
And that's all I can do.
The remaining red cap, think he's going to make a few attacks. First couple of attacks. No fucking way, dude. I shit you not. I just rolled 2 dice, and they both came up natural 20s. Dude.
Make up for your double natural ones.
I guess. Let's get the third attack out of the way. Oh, dude, it was a 19 too. That's fucking crazy. Okay, anyway. A lot to hit. I think 29's the low.
I can't see another enemy, right?
There are no other enemies, just you.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is gonna be obnoxious. Let me double check and make sure before I accidentally straight up murder this dude. All right, it's actually all right. Let's do this. So we'll say the regular attack. We'll get that out of the way. Let's go ahead and that'll be 6 on the die, but it does become 12 total. So 12 total damage from one of these sickle attacks as this red cap slices you. Now we'll deal with the crits. You're looking at a whopping. Let's see, that's 11. This is modifier, so it will be 23 on one of those critical hits. Total dice plus Modifier will be a 19 on the other.
Noted.
So this red cap just begins teeing off on your shins, as he's rather short and you are rather tall at this time. Slashing and gnashing, getting the nice white floor all covered in blood, more so than, your squishing of his tiny little friend. With that, the queen objects loudly, but does not cast a spell at this time. Moving on down. Logos, you are up. You have, just fallen. It's a bit of a fall. Made it to your feet before being attacked by these Yeth hounds. You have a pair of Yeth hounds basically pinning you to this wall, chomping at you, and an invisible fairy firing poison darts somewhere in the arena. So tell me, how do you proceed?
I'm going to use my action to cast Freedom of the Waves. Conjure a deluge of seawater, 15-foot radius, 10-foot high. Water takes form of a tidal wave, a whirlpool, washpout, another form of your choice. Each creature in the area must make a strength saving throw, or take 2d8 bludgeoning damage and fall prone. But most importantly, I can, as part of the action that I use to cast a spell, I can vanish into the deluge and teleport to an unoccupied space that you can see within the spell's area. So I'm going to use that to move, basically disappear into the water and appear 15 feet away from these damn dogs.
Oh, wow. Hey, that's a good idea. Okay, so do you need some saves from me then, or are you just going to roll out some dammies?
It's DC 18.
DC 18. All right. Strength. 15 feet. Okay, let's check that. One pass, one fail.
The one that fails takes 2d8 damage, which is only 8, and is knocked prone. I don't think anything happens to the other one.
Okay, and you move how far away and in what direction?
15 feet, opposite direction.
Okay, yeah, you get yourself on the other side of your insect swarm.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to drink a potion of greater healing.
Okay, excellent, for sure, if you want to roll that out.
And then I'm going to use my movement. So is my cloak back up and running now that the round is over?
Correct. It is back to normal magical function.
I'm going to then use my full movement. Can I see what's at the top of the wall? You said the wall's only 40 feet high.
The wall is capped with this like purple arcane energy.
Well, then again, I will try to just move up out of the range of the dogs.
Okay, perfect. You're like 10 feet from a wall. And how far up the wall do you want to go?
Only like 25 feet in case I fall again.
Okay, noted. 25 feet up the wall. All right. Anything else?
That'll be it.
All right. So the Yeth Hounds once again move to position themselves underneath you should you fall. And once again, a tiny little invisible fairy from somewhere in the arena takes a couple shots at you. Does that first one's garbage, but the second one is 18. I don't think that hits. Does an 18 hit?
No, that misses. Did the hounds leave the insect plague and then re-enter it?
They will have to. I don't think they moved, but to kind of keep pace with you, one of them moved through it, but the one of them would absolutely still remain in it, just to gain vantage point on you. So, would he take damage for moving through it?
If he left and re-entered it, he would take it, or if he ends his turn inside of it, he'll take
Okay,
damage.
so one definitely ends his turn inside of it. If you would like to roll some damage.
It'll be, bro, are you shitting me? I rolled for 4d10. I rolled a 1, a 4, a 1, and a 1.
Dude, that happens to me all the time.
It's 7 damage to the one that's in the plague.
Damn, 7 out of the possible 40. That's rough. But, I mean, hey, take what you can get, I guess, right?
Oh, all right. Now, also, he is a con save against it, so he could only take 3.
Con save comes out to only a 9.
That little son of a bitch takes the full 7. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Wait, I just realized I cast a spell. Okay, no, it doesn't require, it's an instantaneous, so I would. Well, how does that work? If one requires concentration and I cast an instantaneous spell, does it affect the concentration of my other spell?
You just can't have 2 concentration spells at the same time.
I've also been taking a lot of damage. I potentially could drop concentration.
Yeah, you should go ahead. We'll call it. I mean, I don't recall exactly, but it couldn't. We'll say it was like 20 something damage. So go ahead and give me a couple concentration checks. We'll call it DC like 11, just to see if you maintain your spell.
Constitution check. Pardon me. I'd say nat 1.
Okay, your swarm spell definitely ends for sure.
All right, guys. See y'all next week.
Rough round for Logos. Yeah, but let's see. The fairy does not seem to find purchase. The hounds move, hoping that you'll fall. The queen's attention is actually drawn to a different portion of the battlefield for the time being. So, fortunately for you, you don't get dispelled again. And with that, I think we're going to move back to the top. Blade Silverstring. You are backed into a corner. You have a couple of these shadowy fae kind of flanking you in a melee combat. I'll drop another pick in the feed, but essentially, it's not looking good for Blade. They're coming out of the woodworks at you, and they've got you cornered.
Hmm. Well, they say to never corner a wild animal. God damn it. Okay, this is not necessarily what I want to do, but in this is just kind of like a general question. I want to seduce all of them, but if so, could is it possible to like recast a spell, like hold person potentially? Like if I like wanted to be like, all right, I'm gonna recast this. Like, could I do that without like? Is that like breaking concentration to do that? I I don't know. It just seems kind of weird to me to like recast that same spell to see if I can get more people.
So you're running this concentration spell, and you'd like to recast this same spell, correct?
Correct. Well, I mean, no, not in this instance, no. But if like it came up in the future, I guess I'm just saying, is this something possible?
I would say I don't know if that's how the spell's meant to be used, but I like the thought process there. I think I would leave it up to like an Arcana DC to see if you could pull it off.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, just I wasn't sure how that really kind of worked. This, like if one was already, taken by the spell, and then just recasting it, I wasn't 100% sure.
I think
But
it's supposed to, like rules is written, you would have to drop concentration to cast another concentration spell, regardless. But given the variables, I think an Arcana DC could maintain your concentration if you just wanted to kind of like expand the spell to other people.
okay. So I think I'm just gonna fuck around with these guys even more. I'm just going to where I left my loot beforehand. I'm going to pull out my concertina, and I'm just gonna kind of start wailing on it a little bit, just like, and I'm just gonna do the irresistible dance there on, uh, I guess number 2 because he's a dookie, and yeah, just have him start dancing.
He erupts into an irresistible dance, begins tap dancing and twirls. He looks confused.
Then I will once again misty step out. Um, I guess as far out as I can go along that wall there on the most recent picture to the right there.
Okay,
And
you misty step 30 feet and reappear in another spot on the battlefield.
and then I'll use my full movement to move far away as I can.
All right. With your full movement, you can actually get all the way to the opposing wall, which puts a good bit of distance between you and these darklings.
Perfect. And I guess for now I'm just gonna stay put with Archie on my shoulder.
Oh, yeah, Archie. Don't forget about Archie. Okay, for sure. Moving on down the Darklings. 2 absolutely uses his standard action to stop himself from doing a little jig. Let's see. 1 will 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Can't quite get all the way to you in one turn, but he gets within 10 feet or so. Let's see. 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Similar situation. She is going to go full dash and get up into melee with you, but alas, she does not have what she needs to attack. Not this turn. And let's see. Though he uses standard action, 5, 10, 15, 20, 2 does make his way about halfway across the battlefield. And then casts darkness once again on your concertina.
Motherfucker.
Once again, you find yourself surrounded by this magical darkness.
Blade's just like, what the fuck?
Moving on down. Gladier. You find yourself toe to toe with this Behir hag. Tell me kind of how you proceed.
Okay. So she's to. Yeah, she's not really that near the pit unless I move around behind her. Okay. Alright, I think I'm going to bonus action. She's been doing some magic-y shit. And I don't. Oh, yeah. Don't want to lose sight of her, so I think this might help in case she maybe turn invisible. I'm going to bonus action. Shining Smite. So I'm just going to put that into the chat so I don't have to read it all and make you read it all. Basically, just can't turn invisible. I get advantage, or anyone gets advantage on attacks. Kind of like what's it called? Not magic missile, guiding bolt.
Oh, okay, yeah. I am familiar.
I'll cast that at the 3rd level as a bonus action. So first attack is a 22 to hit.
Oh, that hits for sure.
All right, so let's get 1d8 plus 8 slashing. So that's 5 plus 8 is 13 slashing damage, 8 radiant damage, and then 3 additional 3d6 radiant damage from Shining Smite. Those 13 slashing, 8, 14, 18. 13 slashing, 18 radiant damage from the first attack. And
So, damn, that's pretty good. What, 31 damage total?
yeah. And she's currently shedding bright light in a 5-foot radius. So we're both glowing, me with my sword and her with her entire body. And then I'm going to take my second attack, which now has advantage because she is glowing bright light. Jesus fucking Christ. I rolled a 2 and a 3. That's 14 to hit.
Unfortunately, as you come in for your second blow, she blocks it with her staff of ice.
How the fuck does that happen? Alright, well, that's my turn. I'm not gonna move.
All right, good. So, despite you not moving, she is going to, I think. But first, she's going to. I think that's not. Nope, it's a full action. Okay, yeah. You're going to get an opportunity attack on her as she steps away from you. She moves about 25 feet. Here's the thing, though. She moves 25 feet away, but she moves into the pit, and she does not seem to fall in. She remains at ground level and is now hoovering over the center of this pit. But go ahead and take an opportunity attack as she comes on by to leaving your threatened area.
Alright, so she's just like hovering over the pit, like same level with me still, but over the pit.
Correct.
Oh, gotcha. Yes. So that still has advantage because I haven't dropped concentration and it's lasts for 1 minute. I'll take an opportunity attack. Okay, that's much fucking better. That's gonna be a 31 to hit. 19 plus 11.
Oh, yeah, that hits for sure.
All right. So that is d8 slashing plus 8. That's 11 slashing and 3 radiant damage.
Okay, excellent. As you slash into her, she begins to hoover over this pit, and she releases a spell with obviously you as its target. A black beam of enervating energy springs from her fingertips. Let me go ahead and make a spell attack roll. I'm gonna
Counter spell.
You got one? Because you probably
No.
might need it. No, it does come out to a 24 to hit, though.
Yeah, that hits.
So she has cast upon you Ray of Enfeeblement.
I kind of shot.
Unfortunately, blade's out of range.
Yeah,
But you only deal half damage with weapon attacks that use strength until the spell ends. However, at the end of your turn, you can make a con save to kind of shed the spell.
Okay.
So you're essentially dealing half damage for the time being.
Is that just for... Would that count for like divine smites? Or is that just for like the long sword damage? It would be half.
I'm going to say, let me double check. It says the target deals only half damage with weapon attacks that use strength. So I'm going to say if you use your strength attribute to hit, all of that damage will be halved.
Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough.
And on top of that, Mr. Boggle continues to go through your shit. He opens another dimensional portal and begins sifting through your backpack for you. Go ahead and give me an opposed sleight of hand check.
Alright, we all know
This one's pretty good. I don't know if you can even beat this one. It's in the mid-20s.
14.
Yeah. Gleedier, that costs you an additional 4 of your platinum ingots.
4 of what? Sorry, you cut out there.
Sorry, I'll reconnect here shortly. 4 platinum ingots.
Okay, so 5 total are in the pit. These... Why me? I always get my...
He looks at them and then just discards them over his shoulder.
Why are you going to steal them if you don't want them? I can't even remember where we got these platinum ingots, honestly. They've been in my inventory for so long.
Too funny. All right, moving on down from Gladier. Renwick, you are kind of scanning the battlefield. This Korrid has burrowed underground somewhere. But it's for the time being, in this moment, you find yourself alone in this icy box. What do you do?
Well, I'm assuming I need line of sight to move my hex. Yeah, that I can see. Fuck. All right. So there's not much I can do there. I'm going to move my tentacle with my bonus action over to me and just like have it behind me so that I at least am covering my own back. And I'm just going to ready an action to strike out with my rapier if I see this creature. Actually, no, let me switch that up. I will ready an action to fire my tiny fey hand crossbow if this creature pops out of the ground.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. So this creature does, in fact, pop out of the ground a mere 10 feet from you. So that would proc your held action if you'd like to take your shot.
Okay. And then I'm going to roll just in case it's a 1 or a 20. It is not. So that's still a 42 to hit. It's only
Hits,
1
for sure.
damage, but it does proc sneak attack. And that's going to be 18 points of piercing damage.
Very nice.
So this tiny toothpick just sticks him like right in the fucking eye or something. I'm not really sure how a toothpick does that much damage, but
He howls in pain as this piercing little bolt of light just embeds itself in him. That being said, he re-emerges, and before your very eyes, he turns this what is a solid stone club into a ranged weapon. He just breaks it down at certain points and begins whipping these boulders in your direction, and they come at a incredible speed. Alas, I'll still have to make these attacks with disadvantage. Even with disadvantage, well, I've got a 22 to hit.
That will, in fact, hit.
Okay, so I think the first hit takes away your blur ability, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so the next one is actually a 19.
19 does not hit.
Okay, and the final one, 17, also does not hit. Okay, so one of the two hit. Oh man, I rolled some. There's some couple ones in there. That ain't great. Whopping 13 bludgeoning damage comes your way, Renwick.
And I guess I'll use my action to uncanny dodge.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, half that.
Reaction. Sorry. You said it was 13 initially, so 6.
Correct, 6.
Word.
And with that, we move down the way to Locris. Locris, you doing a dance with one of these red caps that remains. He has just carved up your shins something real nice like with his little sickle. And yeah, your turn to retaliate. What do you do?
I'm gonna fuck up his whole night. Take 2 swings with the Morning Star.
Excellent. I expected nothing less. Go ahead and make some attack rolls.
It's a 28 and a 22.
Both hit for sure.
Let's see. 2, 4 plus 24, 28 radiant or 28 radiant and 1 additional damage. So a total of 23.
Go ahead and tell me how you take out this vinyl red cap.
So now that he's back to moving full speed after giving him that little grin, just comes through with the Morning Star immediately after, catching him directly in his Pikachu shocked face and just slamming him back. And attached to the Morning Star is his soul, which gets injected to a black as I'm a raised specter on him. Well, if I think I can.
I think so. Isn't it just a failed foe, or does it have to be a specific kind?
No, it's humanoid. But he's fairy, so it might not. So it might just go splattering instead.
Regardless, with a great splattering. Locris, all around you, everything becomes very, very cold. The light in the room seems to disappear. The sound of the cheering crowds applauding your blows and your comrades, and vice versa, all of it seems to stop. You find yourself alone in the darkness, and then beside you, the unkind queen. And she looks to you with her piercing blue eyes. She proclaims, "All right, grand warrior. Let me make you an offer. You leave this place and you never return to it, and you break your ties with these adventurers." She makes kind of an off-hand gesture. "And I give you something you want deeply, I can tell." And with a wave of her hand, she summons a book and presents it to you. Locris, in your own arc, you asked the king about a specific book. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, so it's the Book of Leadership.
And that is what she presents to you, with a full charge within it. So all you have to do is leave, never come back, and disavow these adventurers you travel with. Your fate doesn't have to be tied to them. You could take this and go. No one would ever know. I would see to it that they didn't.
Well, let me think on that for a moment. And then he's going to try and buy time, like he's concentrating to see if somebody else is able to pop in the next few seconds.
She ponders. She's like, yeah, well, go ahead and think. You are in my lair in this time and place. This is a demiplane. No time will pass in the real world until you have made a decision.
Yeah, I'm going to have to pass.
She grits her teeth. The book disappears into icy, just crystals that fall to the ground. She says, fine. I suppose you lot have passed my test. And she jettisons herself from the floor through the sky. The lights return, as does the sound, and she sits upon her throne, glaring at you. And with a wave of her hand, the battle seems to stop. All of the Fae stop moving. They all return their weapons to their holsters and bow. Those that still live, anyways. And with that, they slink off. A bit of magic here, a bit of magical smoke, a little poof here, a little puff there. And the Fae that you have all been battling this entire time are no more. The walls shift and shrink. The floor brings you all back together. And the cheering crowds are all, that cover the walls of this Colosseum. Through the grinding of stone and crashing of ice, everything moves back to where it once was. You sit in a hollow tower with the queen upon her throne in an empty room, and she glares at the sands of justice.
Chris is going to give her one of those little shrugs and just say, were you not entertained?
I suppose, though I personally relish unaliving my subjects myself. I suppose you put on a good enough show. And she claps solemnly, and it echoes throughout the very empty room.
I'd like to use
All
my
right.
action to move to Gladiator and pickpocket him. No, I'm joking.
I don't think there's anything left to pickpocket.
No, I'm good.
Take
Think
the
I'll win.
potion.
He has a potion?
Take
I'll
the
fucking
sister
steal it.
potion.
No. I can't do that. No.
Logos does it.
Can I aid him?
Yeah, for sure. Well, you guys couldn't. Was I hurting you guys' feels by being the only one who could steal from Gladiator this sesh?
I was like, well, if they can do it, I can do it.
Oh, too funny.
It's 19 sleight of hand that takes something.
I inspire him.
Was it a D8, D10? What is it now?
Oh, D12.
It's 28 total sleight of hand.
Gladiator, do you care to attempt a sleight of hand check to kind of stop Logos from snatching something out of your backpack?
It is physically impossible for me to roll higher than a 28. I have a +1 to sleight of hand. Or what?
I also polymorph it.
What's the check?
You're
I mean,
also a
if it's
lizard. No, I'm just
perception,
kidding.
if it's perception,
You have a proper
it's
check.
still impossible. Yeah, I literally cannot beat a 28
I will say,
on any roll.
Logos, as you kind of make your way over to Glacier, his backpack in several points is like already unzipped. In fact, it's unzipped and opened. I mean, like unfastened and opened. And you see, like, there's this black, sludgy substance inside. Some of it's really greasy, and some of it's really sticky. But yeah, there's about, probably something like a dozen platinum bars just chilling right there.
I'm gonna slide a hand to zip his backpack up for him.
Oh.
'Cause I feel bad now.
Archie feels
So-
the pushing.
So with that 28, I finesse his backpack, like get it back to good before he realizes it.
He's probably like fuming, like trying to crawl into the pit and like gather up all of his shit as you like sneak up behind him and just close his backpack.
I use sleight of hand to steal a kiss from Gladier.
He has no idea it ever
I
happened.
mean, my perception is garbage, so I probably wouldn't notice.
I also inspire.
One thing you would notice there, Gladier, just despite being robbed, when everything shifted back and forth, I mean, your weapons just kind of shifted with this pit. The items that were thrown into it, rather, you do not see them at this point.
No.
The queen
You
continues
really
to
do-
clap, She just like echoes throughout the hall. She says, "You have 1 hour and not a moment longer, and at the end of that hour, I am going to propel all of you to the farthest corners of this realm. And if any of you set foot in the Winter Cart again, know this, you will be my enemy, not my guest. And this is how we treat our guests. Imagine how we treat our enemies. 1 hour, not a moment longer."
I think Glader's feeling a little triggered in this moment. He's just gonna kind of ignore everything she said just for a second and just walk up and like raise his hand. She'll be like, excuse me, I had a lot of shit stolen that fell into the pit. Can I just get that back and then we can continue on with this little pissing contest here?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check, Glader.
All right. What is my persuasion? I think my persuasion is actually pretty good. Yeah, it's up plus 10. 23?
Sorry about that. Boggles will be boggles. With the wave of a hand, a stone seems to arise out of the ground, and it opens up as if it was a chest. This like perfectly square stone pillar, or marble pillar rather, opens up and reveals the several items you had lost.
All right, thank you. Guys, I'm gonna grab this stuff. I'll be right back. Tell her to fuck off or something. Tired of this fucking bitch. And just walks off to the chest and starts shoveling the stuff back into his backpack.
Blade's like, "Ooh, a chest," and starts grabbing your shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. So as Glacier gathers his things, the familiar sliding of snow or of stone and ice sounds echo throughout the chamber, and a spiral staircase just kind of erupts out of the walls and journeys upward, very, very far upward, an impossible distance as far as you can see. And she says, "Remember, 1 hour." And she smiles. And I think that is where we're going to have to end our session, fellas.
Oh boy, I'm just glad I got all my shit back.
I can only fleece you so many times, you know.
I think out of everyone, I'm most mad at Blade that we can't kill this bitch.
Yeah. 1 hour. I'll spend it with you.
Yeah, I guess like you did say an hour earlier, so now's your chance. We really need you to kind of fix this.
Um,
Oh God.
I could.
Just throw him. No, we're just gonna throw him in the hole. He'll suffocate and die, and then we just revive him later. It's okay.
I mean, I think I have one thing I could try. I don't know if it'll work, but I do have one idea to try and break whatever control she has over him.
I think me and Locris have something too, depending on what it is.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
really, because we don't know how she's has him under her control.
she could just, I mean, he could just be in love. I mean, nothing wrong. He chose this thing.
Oh boy, that was a hell of a fucking fight, though.
No, I still like the killing him idea. Lucas will do it.
I didn't know if you know this, Sean, but you had me as low as 30 HP there towards the end of that last fight.
I think a couple of you, I might have just barely broke the surface of your temp HP, but there was a couple of you I gave the business to. I did about 180 points worth of damage spread throughout the party. So.
Those damn dogs, I think at one point in one attack did like over 50 points of damage to get together. Fucked me up.
Yeah, the fear status effect, essentially turns what is a 2d6 attack into a 6d6 attack if you're scared of them when they attack. They hit pretty hard.
God damn. I got really lucky with my cloak, even though I took a little bit of damage. I had that temp HP, and I'm
Dude,
just thankful that I
so
actually
lucky.
like as a rogue. I was like, this is a weird build, but I'm gonna put a couple points into Constitution just because I feel like it's gonna come in handy, and I'm up in the shit all the time. So like I'm bound to take some melee damage from some poisonous or venomous shit, and it paid off. I managed to not like get fucking destroyed like I thought I was about to.
Dude, it was 2d10 each successful attack plus a modifier. Like that, the Korrid could put out like 60 or 70 damage per turn. And he missed 2 full turns of attacks on you. That could have potentially been something like 140 damage or something, you know?
Yeah. God damn. Super lucky. I might not roll well, but I'm hard as fuck to hit.
Right? You're hard as fuck to hit too. That's bullshit.
I just like gave up on trying to kill them. I was just like, let me just kite them.
Yeah, I got some good. I rolled some sneak attack die on you more than once. Yeah, I carved you up a little bit, I think.
No, yeah. You definitely got me down a little bit.
I fully thought like, okay, Sean, like I starting this new job, I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks at a time. Sean doesn't feel like dealing with it, so he's just gonna kill me here and now. So you don't have to worry about that.
Everybody else gets to fight one fairy. Locas? No, he's got an army of bullshit to deal with. You know.
I was like, I understand. He wants to finish this campaign.
Nah, we'll be all right. We'll figure out something. Yeah.
So I'm not mistaken. Next week is Mirama, correct?
Yeah, I think we're gonna roll Mirama. I wasn't keeping a close enough eye on the calendar, boys, but next Wednesday just happens to be my old lady's birthday, so I don't know if I'm gonna make that session.
Do we want to try for a different night, or do you guys want to just do like a bullshit one shot night, or what you feeling?
My schedule's open. If you guys go for a different night, I can pretty much accommodate whenever. Just not Wednesday.
I can. Dodgeball just ended, so I can actually do Tuesdays through the summer for the most part. But my Thursdays, I have kickball. So if we do play Thursday, I might just be a little late.
Well, you don't want to get your balls kicked 2 times in, a week.
That's totally fair.
I could potentially do Tuesday. Just depends if I work at the gym that night. But normally I work Monday and Thursdays at the gym. So Tuesday night I'll probably be available. But I probably won't know until like tomorrow or Friday the schedule for that week.
I'll be good for Tuesday, but it's entirely up to Loker since he'll be the one running it, or Chris.
Yeah, and I'm pretty flexy on the rest of the week, honestly.
Chris,
I might be able to.
what's your schedule look like?
I don't know, I'm working 10s every day, so it doesn't really matter. But I think I could probably do a Tuesday if everybody's able to.
Well, we'll
All
shoot
right.
for Tuesday, Alec. You just let us know for sure. If
Yeah.
not, we could either scrap or just do a bullshit.
Yeah. They normally give us the next week's schedule on Thursday, so I can let you guys know tomorrow, probably.
Sounds good. I'm
All
my
right.
head out, guys. I'm dog tired. I'm gonna crash. I gotta be up at 4 in the morning tomorrow. So
Oh, brutal.
I'm head out.
All right, man. Take her easy for sure. Yeah, keep in touch, fellas. Just let me know what's up. I'm pretty flexible, so we'll do this crazy thing again soon. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Catch you later.
Sounds good.
Definitely.
Later,
Great
guys.
All
sesh.
right, take her easy,
Bye.
fellas.